Hello, welcome once again to the Candid Cast with Lucky Egede. We are starting new series that we have titled Financial Independence Series. And in the next few weeks, we'll be looking at the possibility of attaining financial independence. I know this is possible for everyone. Before we go into the first episode, I want to crave your indulgence to just click the notification bell to be alerted whenever a new episode is published, and do give us a like if we are a blessing to you, and also share among your loved ones so that you don't keep all the blessings to yourself. Thank you very much. I expect that you should have done this by now. So today we'll talk about turning your hobby into a business. We all have things that we like to do, that we enjoy doing, whether somebody is paying for it or not paying for it. More often than not, this actually is a vocation that can be turned into a business. So often I get confronted with questions like, how do I know the business that I can start and run successfully? Every business is business because somebody is doing it. That's why you call it business. That's why you look at it as a business. If there is nobody doing it, you will not call it business. So every business is actually business. The question comes from minds, young people that look at businesses like Nigerian breweries, First Bank of Nigeria, Guinness, and they look at the complexity of the business and conclude that it's almost impossible to start a business these days. When you look at the administrative structure, the machines that are engaged in these businesses, there is a feeling of intimidation. Today, I want to encourage you to look at areas you are ignoring. Business is not as complex as you view it. Nigerian Brewery Limited started business in 1946. First Bank started business as a bank. It was called British Bank of British West Africa in 1894. Guinness started business in 1759 in Dublin and made its first export in 1769. That's 10 years after it started operation in Dublin. What I am bringing out here is that more or none of the businesses became what you see overnight. They have been there for several decades or even centuries in some cases. Whatever you can do well, that you are willing to do for free, is a business. You know you have the skill, you are excited about it, you are ready to do. Most of the people who call comedians today started making jokes for free. And people, they were entertaining people for free. Today is a big industry. So there are things in your life that you can do. You are willing and ready to do it for free, even when nobody is paying for it. That can readily be your business, a place where you can thrive. So one of the things I know about business is that the visionary need to be excited about it, even when it is not making money. If your motivation is only the rewards, you may not survive the teething or gestation period of the business, because no business started off as a rosy business. There are those challenging times in every business. That hobby you are excited about can be your best business idea. Turn your hobby into business and make it an exciting venture. Let us look at some steps that you need to consider in embarking on this journey of turning your hobby into a business, so you don't do it and it becomes a waste of your time. You should be able to profit from your hobby. Number one is that there should be a process of learning and planning. When it's a hobby, you probably didn't learn anything. You are just doing what you know how to do, and you do it anyhow. There are no plans, there are no deadlines, nobody set anything for you. now that it's going to change from hobby, where there was no balance sheet, and whatever was put up was taken, any amount you spend on your hobby is taken as spent. It's just leisure. It's like what you spend on entertainment. You are not expecting any returns on it when it was a hobby. But with a business, there is accountability, and the bottom line need to be right to be sustained. There is that need to put in extra learning, extra planning. And the planning that you need will include, first of all, identify areas of advantage, because there is no business you are going into that you are the only person in the business. What advantage do you have over those who have been in the business? So in your hobby, you are not in competition with anyone. You are just doing your own thing and you were happy about it. In business, you have to compete. Others share in the same space, and you need to discover what makes you better than the others. Who are your target audience? And what can you do so well for free that people will be willing to pay for it? If you do this correctly, you are on the path to building a business. Number 2, conduct market research. With hobby, no market research is needed. You are not selling anything. But with business, you have not done business until you make sales. Recall I mentioned earlier that you had no competition when it was a hobby, but in business, you have to compete. It's a short thing. Now it is required that you know your market. Who are the other people in the market? Who are those willing to pay for this hobby? Who else is offering the same service? And how are they doing it? What do I put in to make me more attractive than those I met in the market? People are there before you. You look at the banking industry in Nigeria. This is an industry that everyone can relate to it. Many young people were not there when there was a time in Nigeria when you needed a full day to withdraw your money. You want to withdraw 500 naira from the bank, you go to bank 8 a.m. You are not sure you will come out until 2 p.m. to draw your money. And you needed connection. You needed to be friend of a bank clerk if you are going to spend lesser time to draw your money. If you open that type of bank today, I can assure you it is dead on arrival. Withdrawal is now started and consummated on the handset that you are carrying in your hand. That's the difference. So anybody going into the business today must understand the terrain. The days when you put money in a bank and it is only in your branch you can make withdrawal. That was bank of those days. It will not work today. Nobody will put money now and wait that you go physically to your bank before you can access your funds. So your research must help you to understand your competition, your target market, and potential revenue streams. Until you know this, it is not yet a business. Number 3, you need a business plan. When you are moving from hobby to business, your business plan does not have to be anything too complex. There is no sophistication that is necessarily required. So you just need to know what you want out of the business, identifying what do I want out of the business. In my business, for example, employment generation is top priority. So do we need profits? Yes, because any business that is not profitable is not sustainable. Until you make profit, it cannot be sustained. The difference is that most of the profits are used for expansion rather than adopting a frivolous lifestyle. When you make profit, you use it to expand and create more jobs, since job creation is the priority. We must identify strategies for the attainment of that goal. Employment generation becomes the goal. It cannot be achieved if you are not making profit. So profit making becomes a strategy rather than a goal. For some other businesses, profit is the goal. For us, profit is the strategy to attain our expansion and the employment objective. You must write your financial projections, as in knowing what investment is required and what returns are expected, and at what point are the revenue inflows expected to start trickling in. If you don't do this properly, it is easy to start and get stranded along the way because your finances will be exhausted and the project is not at the point when it will start returning. You need to marry that. Know what you need to put in while waiting for the profit to come. If you are starting a poultry business, you know you are going to feed your birds for egg production. You are going to feed your birds for 16 weeks before you start dropping eggs. So if you have money to feed them for 10 weeks and you are exhausted, you don't have a farm. All your birds will die without producing a single egg. Furthermore, that's number 4 now. Building your brand is very necessary. The way businesses are run today, it is not the way we know business some years ago. Branding is very important these days. So one of the things I have seen of businesses that have stood the test of time is that they are brand conscious. In this day and age, it is important to have your unique logo, your website, your social media presence that are jealously protected. Any stain on your brand is a strain on your business. A stain your brand, your business is strained. So number 2 that we'll be looking at is making your hobby income yielding. How do you turn your hobby, something you were doing for free for everybody, and you now start to do it to yield income? So when it was a hobby, anything was acceptable. Because they were not paying for it, they accept anything, any quality, any standard was acceptable at hobby level. But if it is a business that has to be paid for, that is when people ask questions. And a business person needs to offer value. What value is my hobby presenting to people? It's not enough to have value. That value must be something that people appreciate and they are willing to pay for. So determine your pricing strategy. Price, in my own opinion, is neither too high nor too low. If you build your brand well, you will see a handbag of $5,000 because a particular brand name is written on it, and another bag of $500 that you cannot distinguish from the former apart from the name written on it. The ongoing trade war between the United States and the rest of the world has made China to reveal that there is nothing really special about those $5,000 bags that cost less than $300 to produce. So if you have not built your brand, do not price yourself out of market. Set prices that reflect the value of your product or services that you are offering to the public. The big part of it is determine your strategy for market entry. People have different methods of entry market. This is important as it is said that the labor of foolish people weary every one of them because they do not know the road to the market. If you produce and you cannot sell, you are not in business. There are many roads to the market. You choose the one that works for you. And the roads include, you may have a brick and mortar store where people come to meet you for your goods or services. You may have online marketplaces. I attended a presentation by then Skybank, now Polaris, when they brought a young lady that was producing handbags and other things in Mushi and exporting. She's selling globally, but she said where she's producing it, none of us will agree to enter. It's behind, you pass behind other people's houses to go into one rough place. So she's not spending money on Victoria Island rent, yet she's earning dollars. You can also choose the word of mouth referrals as your inroad into the market. They all work. Just choose which one works for you. And number 3, you must start out with growth mindset. Most businesses get stagnated when the vision of the owner is just about food. You start a business for the purpose of getting your food, and as soon as you get your food, you ask yourself, what do I really want? I am satisfied. No. You kill the potential of that business. A business that has no growth plan has no chance of survival. You need to have a plan to ensure your year 2 sales is better than your year 1 sale for many reasons. It won't happen because it is your wish. You must consciously promote your business at every opportunity. Let everyone in your reach know what business you are doing. In your village meeting, in your church meeting, in your mosque meeting, wherever you find yourself, let people know exactly what you do. You drive patronage for sustainability. Number 2, continuously evaluate and see how it can be better done. That's why I like the Japanese statement of Kaizen. Kaizen is continuous and never-ending improvement. So whatever you did yesterday, there should be a better way to do it today. Track your progress. Get feedbacks and criticisms. Employ them for your own advantage. Don't crucify those who criticize you. They are instruments of growth. Use it to make adjustments to your business strategy. Critics are not enemies. Critics are your best friend. Number 3, stay organized and focused on what you do. A jack of all trades will master none. Stay with that one that you enjoy doing and never get distracted. Use your time effectively and be sure every step you take towards the growth and success of your business are real steps that are intentionally taken towards that goal. Be focused, single-minded about the business. Now, number 4, let's understand that it takes time to happen. Growth is never an accident. The reason I took time to tell you the age of Guinness, First Bank, Nigerian Brewery is to let you know, like it has always been said, Rome was not built in a day. Every good thing takes time and require a lot of waiting time. Time and efforts are needed for a hobby to start yielding fruits as a business. Unless you are fully dedicated to it, you may not get the desired result. The next, stay true to your passion. Remember why you started your business in the first place, and let your passion shine through your work. If you started a farm because you love staying around nature, let the love for nature build energy in you and develop your staying power. It will keep you on when it is not yielding the desired income. Over time, with persistence, you will celebrate and remain thankful that you did not give up before the business could break even. Business must necessarily pass through the rough times before it gets rosy. Rough times will precede rosy times in every business, in every situation. So until you get a role model, it is almost impossible for you to play your role well. There must be people you look up to. Get people who are in the business before you. One thing that is common to successful people is a willingness to share ideas. Connect with other entrepreneurs, mentors, or online communities for guidance and support. If you see people who hoard ideas, they are not too successful. The real successful people share ideas for free. They are willing to just let you know what they know. They desire the good of every person, and that's what took them to the top. I expect that by following these steps and staying committed to your goals, you can successfully turn your hobby into a business. Thank you for staying with the Candid Cast. We draw the curtain at this point today. As I say, God bless you.